Okay, so we're gonna come onto all fours, kneeling, shoulders over the wrists, knees over the hips. Okay, try to spread the palms out nice and flat so you can get all your 10 fingers down on the ground, especially that first finger thumb. All right, from here we're just gonna round the back, just getting some of these cat and cow movements in here, and then lengthen. I want you to really feel like you can take that full flexion of the spine, feel everything around, the chin drop towards your chest, push the floor away, and then I want you to lengthen, bring the heart through the arms, tailbone up, belly hugs towards the spine. A couple more just like that. Rounding and lengthening. One more round. Good. Now you're just going to lean your hips back, walk your hands forward, and then we're going to come back over the wrists and lean the hips forward. So you might have to walk your hands a little bit out in front of you. You're just going to lean all the way back like you're going in a child's pose. Keep the hands planted, and then come all the way forward. Let the hips fall. Maybe even the chest can lift a little bit, like we're in this kind of upward facing dog position. Hips go back and forward. Just two more like this. Here's two. One more. One. All the way forward. Good. Zip in your belly. Get your shoulders over your wrists. You're kind of in this long plank from the knees, but I'm letting my hips fall a little bit here as I pull the chest up, but the belly's still engaged. So I've got lots of support from my low back. And all we're gonna do here is just bend your elbows, like you're gonna squeeze your ribs, press back up. So the only difference between this and our normal chaturanga push-ups is that I'm not quite in my plank on the knees position, right? I've let my hips slightly fall towards the floor, and I just want to get a couple more here, just warming up the shoulder and the elbows, the wrists. One more. Good. Push yourself all the way back. And then slide those hands back enough that now they're back under your shoulders for the all fours position. You're going to take that right leg and extend it back so that you can tuck the toes on the floor. I want you to make sure your hips are square to the ground, okay? So make sure that right hip isn't going to rotate up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to just lift the right leg from the butt, okay? So I don't want you to bend your knee. Try to make sure the leg is still straight and that you can really lengthen it out. Now we're just going to pick up that left arm, get really long here for a moment, point your right toes. I want you to squeeze all the muscles to the bone, especially on that right leg. And again, just make sure that right hip isn't lifting away from the floor. Holding, just two more breaths. Pull the ribs away from the ground. Last big breath here. Now place that left hand back down to keep the leg up. And we're just gonna make little circles with that right leg. I want you to feel like you're squeezing your glute every lift of the leg. And the dinner, it's like a dinner plate size circle, okay? So not too huge. And I want you to really feel this all happening from that hamstring and glute connection. Your toes are reaching back, kind of like a little antenna in space. Just kind of making these little circles. Let's just go for a few more this direction. Try to work on that long spine. Let your neck be long and your head be in line. Let's reverse those circles. Good. And try to get that thigh bone to feel like it's parallel to the ground. And the inner thigh is helping assist with the lift. Here we just go for maybe just 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now you're going to take this right leg. We're going to bring it all the way to the floor on the left corner of your mat, right? So you can take it across your body and down. Then you're going to come back up, pick up the right leg and swing it out to the right, only as far as you can go before your hip wants to pop out to the side. So you're going to take it across, tuck the toes, lean back a little bit. I'm not resting on my heel, I'm just leaning back a little bit, and then I'm going to take that right leg out wide. Take it over to the left, tap the toes down, lean back, bring yourself back over the wrists, take the right leg out to the side. And if you want to tap the right foot to the floor, you can, or it can just stay hovering as it comes out to the right. Good, let's go for 6 more. Here's 6, So I want to turn on the core there and on a little length and stretch here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to swing that right leg out wide, hold it there. Now you're just going to tap the floor by your wrist, pick it up and squeeze it into center. Bring that right leg forward to tap kind of outside of your wrist and center. We're going to keep the legs straight. And now we're just not swinging it all the way over to the left. We're just staying on that right side. A little tap forward and back. If this gets to be too much, you can always come down on the forearms if your wrists are bothering you. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Send that right leg back behind you. You're going to bend your right knee so that your heel's up to the ceiling. Little squeezes up and up. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circles with that right knee. It's going to come down, lift up, out, and back. So we're making a nice big circle with that bent knee. It's going to drop down and meet the left leg, go out to the side, and all the way up and back. Good. Just getting a nice full range of motion to that leg bone and the hip joint. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We gotta reverse it. Bring it forward, down, up, and back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend that right leg all the way back behind you. Tuck your left toes under, and we're going to send ourselves up and back into downward facing dog. So see if you pick that knee up and start to extend yourself all the way back. Good, just on one leg here. Take one more big breath. Exhale, shift forward into plank. Right knee touches that right elbow, left elbow. Right elbow, left elbow, right, left. Here's 3, 2, 1, and 1. Step it back to plank. Lower the knees down and just flip the palms up. Stretch the wrists. Make some little fists here before we do the other side. You can make some circles with those hands. Shake them out. All right, other side. So first, that left leg's gonna sneak to the back of the mat. And I want you to really feel like you can connect that heel bone to your glute. So that way you squeeze the heel back and engage your glute. Right arm's gonna reach, and now that left leg's gonna lift up. So watch that you don't let the back do all the lifting. I want it to come from that glute and that thigh engagement. I've got my knee pointing towards the floor. Trying to get really long here. Now point your toes. Give me one more big breath. Good, bring the right hand down. Here's our straight leg little circles. From that glute, think of that leg kind of like a little antenna searching back there. See if you can get that leg nice and straight. I want to feel like all those muscles are squeezing in towards the bone. Everything feels like it's engaged. The leg feels nice and long. Hip feels square to the floor. Belly's pulling up away from the ground, and let's switch directions. Good. And again, you should try to feel this, even if that's a mental squeeze that you have to do, right where the glute and your hamstring come together, that gluteal fold there. Good. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's where we're going to take that left foot over to the back right corner now. Set the toes down, lean back. Then as you come up, square the hips and take that left leg out to the side. Swing it back, across the right leg, over to the right corner. Lean back, pick it up, swing it out, good. Across, lean back, up, and out. Cross, tap the toes down, lean back into the hip. So I'm never laying on that right foot, but I am just kind of deepening the hip crease, leaning the hips back, and a little stretch, and just a little movement in that right hip as well. Let's go for our last 4. Here's 3. We're gonna try to keep the hips in the center. So when that leg moves wide, it wants to pull you off to the side. Try to keep yourself in the middle. Here's 2. Last round. Good, pick yourself up. Here's that left leg tapping forward, squeezing up and back. Tapping forward, just squeezing into the midline. I'm trying to keep my hips square. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it back. Here's that that left knee bends. Little squeezes up, up, up. Good. Here's 10, 9, 8. You can always come on those forearms if your wrists are dying. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's our circles. Knee comes down, opens out, rotates up and back. Down, out, up and back. So if your right hip is on fire, right, if the stabilizing leg is feeling the work, that is totally normal. That means you're probably doing it right, hugging that hip into center. Let's go 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna reverse. Bring it wide, down, up and back. Wide, down, up and back. There's 8. Really cinch your belly in around your waist. 7. Try to make it nice and snug. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that leg back behind you. Tuck your right toes. Here's we're going to try to come up slow into that into that downward facing dog. Pick up the knee. Send that left leg up and back. 3-legged dog here. Good, then come forward. Left knee taps the left elbow, right elbow. Left elbow, right elbow. Here's 3, 2, 1, and 1. Set it back plank. Look forward, lower your knees, and come all the way onto your belly. Good job. You can just make some circles with your wrists. Press into the tops of the feet. Get your pubic bone nice and heavy. And just keep making those circles with your wrists as you start to extend the arms out to a T. You can get a couple more here. And then we're just gonna keep the neck nice and long, keep the hips nice and heavy, extend the arms out as straight as you can get them, and now we're gonna turn these doorknobs with the arms. Okay, so I want you to feel like your whole arm bone is rotating forward and back. If you want to pick up your legs, you can. I want you to feel this in the back of the shoulders. Try to watch that your head's not cranked back or dropping down. It just feels like a nice natural continuation of your spine. And if the legs up is too much, put them down. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms face the floor. Bring those elbows in towards your ribs. And then you're going to extend those arms forward over your ears. Pull them in towards your ribs. Squeeze them in. Reach them forward overhead. Pull them in. Reach them out. There's 8, 7. You can keep those arms lower towards the ground if you're feeling it all in your neck. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your forearms just under your forehead here. Relax your upper body. Little swimmer kicks of your legs. So same feeling as when we were on our shins. I want you to keep those legs nice and straight and be doing these little lifts from your butt, not from your knees. So don't bend your knees. Get those thighs to lift up off the ground. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees, bring the heels together. So now your knees are wide, like a little diamond shape here. And now we're just gonna take the knees up, up. So try to resist the lift of your legs with your pelvis. So don't let your pelvis shift forward and back. Keep it pretty heavy at the pubic bone, which means your hip bones are light. Okay, so that means you're pulling your belly up away from the floor to try to stay out of the low back. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the legs out to a V. Pull the heels back in. Keep the thighs hovering off the ground. Just bend and straighten the legs. Keep them nice and wide. Here we go. 7, 6, toes tap, reach back out. 5. The pressure in the thighs should stay the same. Here's 3, 2, 1. Good work. Bring your legs back in. Hands down, press back, child's pose, round the back, let your hips come back to your heels, take a breath here. And you just kind of rock back and forth, just letting go of any tension in the low back and the pelvis there. One more breath here. Good, place the hands down, tuck your toes, pick yourself up into your plank. And here we go with shifting our hips all the way back, shins parallel the ground, and forward. Back and forward. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it back. Little pulses here over those shins. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way back to downward facing dog. Pedal the feet here for a moment. Remember, with your hands, you're pushing down and forward and simultaneously slightly rotating your arm bones so that your biceps are turning forward and your elbows are turning back. You just want to feel like you got a lot of room for your head and your neck to move around in your arms there. Okay, last little pedal here. Good, that right leg's gonna go up and back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, look forward, step that foot between the hands. Pausing here, wiggle the left toes back just enough that you feel like you can get your knee to come down on the ground. Just stretching the pelvis here. And we'll extend the right leg all the way to straight. Keep the toes down at first. Take a breath. And then pull the right toes back. Good, keep the left hand on the floor, slide it back a little bit under the shoulder, and just open that right arm up to the sky, turn your chest. Drop your right sit bone towards the floor. Good, exhale, both hands back down on either side of the right leg, bow down over that right shin. Take one more big breath. Good. Place that right foot down and just pick up the left knee and stay right here, hovering. I want you to feel how you press down into your feet. Look at your legs, make sure they're not in a tight throat position, right? I want them to feel like they're hips width distance apart. And then once you feel like you've got real strong, stable legs, that left thigh is fired, you're just gonna push down into the feet to hover. And then from here, we're gonna take those arms out to the T. And we're doing that same rotating of the arm bones, opening and closing those doorknobs. Okay, so try to stay in this long line from head to heel. That heel can reach back, that right knee can bend a little deeper. But I just want to make sure I don't feel like I'm just leaning and heavy in my hip joint here on the right side. I want to feel like I'm lifting up out of that right leg. Just give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold those arms wide. Then just bend your elbows and bring them into this cactus position. And we're just going to turn your chest to the right, back to center. Turn the chest to the right and center. Try to keep those cactus arms framing your face. Try not to let them do any extra rotating without the ribs. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, bend your right knee a little deeper. 1, hold this twist. Reach the right arm back, the left arm forward. Come all the way up, facing the wall or facing your right side. Take one more big breath here. And we're gonna windmill the arms down on either side of that right foot. Step it back to your plank. Pause here, look forward. Okay, so from here, we're in our plank position. You're gonna step the left hand out wide, the right hand out wide, the left foot wide, the right foot wide. Okay, and then we're gonna step it back in. Left hand, left foot, right foot. Left hand out, left foot out, right foot out. Left hand in, right hand in, left foot in, right foot in. So we're starting with the left side each time. Starting with the hands, then the feet. One more on the left, and then we're gonna switch it. Try to stay centered the best I can here without shifting from side to side. Okay, right side first. Right side goes out, left hand goes out. Right foot out, left foot out. Right hand in, left hand in, right foot in, left foot in. Right hand, right foot, left foot. Right hand, right foot, left foot. 2 more. Right, left, right in, left in, right in, left in. Last one. Right hand out, right foot out, left foot out. Now just bring your feet back in. Right foot in, left foot in, look forward, drop your knees, push-ups, elbows are wide. Hands should be nice and wide. Here we go for 10, 9, you can always do these on your toes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, zip your belly up. 3, 2, 1, all the way to the floor. Pressing all 10 toes, reach the hands back, curl up. Turn the pinkies up to the ceiling, get those arms up. Swing that right arm forward as you lift your left leg. Then we're gonna switch. Left arm goes forward as you reach the right leg up. Now I'm gonna try to keep those legs straight, and I'm just switching side to side. Good. Try to keep your belly lifting a little bit away from the ground to support your spine. Try to keep that pubic bone anchored. Let's just go for 3, 2, 1, and 1. Bring the hands under the elbows. Send yourself back to child's pose. Good, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet a little bit here. Left leg goes up and back. Bring that knee forward into your belly and step it in between the hands. Wiggle your right toes back a little bit. Just let the knees come down, right knee come down. Stretch the hips here. Slow down your breathing. Good, then keep the toes on the floor. Straighten that left leg back. And then go ahead and flex the toes back. Right hand's gonna stay under the shoulder. And just open that left arm up to the ceiling here. Good. Good. Left hip's rotating down. Try to take your chest away from your thigh, like you're trying to turn your heart towards the front of your mat. Take one more big breath here. Good, close it back up. Drop your chin and chest towards your left shin. One more breath. Good, place that foot on the floor. Tuck your back toes, pick up the right knee, and just look at your feet. Make sure you're not on a tightrope here. Again, just get them hips width distance apart, so separate them a little bit. Press down into your feet to just hover above that left thigh. Again, make sure you've got some nice length reaching back on the right heel. I want you to feel like your left knee is bent and that you're not laying in this left hip. You kind of feel yourself be buoyant in this thigh. All right, arms are gonna reach out wide. Holding this nice length in the arms, we're gonna start to twist and rotate the arm bones again. But really try to get some nice rotation here, big range of motion. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, bend those elbows, and here's that rotation just to the left, then center. Try to keep those forearms kind of framing your chest and head. There's 8, 7, bend that left knee, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold this rotation, straighten those arms out, left arm reaches back, right arm reaches forward, lean up and back, bend that left knee again, holding here. Good, give me just one more breath. Bend that left knee a little. And exhale, hands all the way down on either side of that foot. Go ahead and step yourself back into your plank. Holding that plank here. All right, you've got your feet separated a little bit. We're gonna just do alternating taps to our shoulders. Right hand taps left, left hand taps right. Just taking it back and forth. Good. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1. Go ahead and keep those hands right under your shoulders. Lower your knees. Here's our chaturanga push-ups. Elbows come in tight to the ribs. Push back up. Again, you can always do these on your toes. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down to the ground. Pick up the legs, reach the arms forward. Let your gaze just be down to the ground. We're just gonna do like a jumping jack. You're gonna sweep your arms back, legs go wide, sweep them forward, legs come together. So maybe it's more like a snow angel than a jumping jack. There's 8, 7, get those legs nice and straight. 6, try to get those thighs off the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands under the elbows, send it back, child's pose. Take one more big breath. Good, you can go ahead and come on up if you don't have your hand weights close by. Go ahead and grab them and bring them to the front of your mat, because we're gonna use them in this next flow. All right, tuck those toes. Let's come back up into downward facing dog. Pedal the feet here. Good, right leg goes up and back. Exhale, step it in between the hands, and then go ahead and reach for those hand weights. You're gonna have your hands touch the floor here. Try to get a nice flat back, and then we're gonna come all the way up and punch those hands to the ceiling. You're gonna come all the way down, tap the floor with the weights, all the way up, punch the ceiling. Down and up. So again, if your feet are in line with each other, it's gonna be real hard to balance. So try to get yourself at least hip width distance in your feet. Good, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay upright. You're gonna turn your palms to the floor, punch the hands forward, tap the knee. Punch forward, tap the knee. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come into warrior 2. So pivot yourself open to one side. You've got those arms, palms are gonna face each other. Bend your right knee nice and deep. Make sure it goes over that second toe. And we're gonna take it all the way up to touch, all the way back down. So palms are gonna turn to face each other, then they're gonna turn to face away from you as the arms come up. Good, here's 8. Get nice and low with those legs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows in by your ribs. Punch it out, straighten the leg. Pull it in, bend. Punch and bend. Really try to get that knee to bend really deeply over that heel. So not going over the toes, but I want you to try to come down till you feel that thigh and that glute have to catch. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold it down in this warrior 2, arms up, little press back of the arms, press back of the right knee. Squeeze it back. There's 8. It's coming from the hip. So that right thigh is squeezing back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Place those weights down at the front of your mat. Just hold yourself here with your hands down on the floor in front of your toes. So I'm gonna have you just reach your right hand forward and tap that left ankle, and then step it back and reach the right hand back forward again. Tap it, lengthen. Tap it, lengthen back out. You can hover that left leg as well if you don't want to step all the way back. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it all the way back. Go through plank, hold here. We're coming into our side plank. Right hand down, open yourself up to the left. Good, we're gonna take that arm, reach it under you, and then open back up. Reach it under and up. Little lift of your hip as you squeeze across and rotate up and feel a little movement in that arm bone. Here's 4, 3, 2, last one. 1, switch sides, right arm up, reach under, up and under. 7, 6, 5, lift those hips. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Place both hands down. We're just gonna go right back up into downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. Left leg goes up and back. On that exhale, go ahead and step it between the hands. Take those weights. All right, get nice and strong in your legs here. Press into your feet. I want this to all be legs. I don't want this to be in your back. Here we go, all the way up. Punch the ceiling. Tap the floor. Up and down. So you gotta really bend your legs nice and deep to get to the floor. I don't want you to have to round your back to tap the ground. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. We're gonna turn those palms to face the floor. Hunch forward, tap your knee. Punch forward on your knee. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. We're gonna just open up to the side. Warrior 2. Good, so get that left knee bent nice and deep over that second toe. Palms are gonna face forward. Punch your arms out in front. Just take those arms wide and together. Wide, together. Get low in those legs. Get your pelvis nice and level. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold those arms out. Bend the elbows in. Straighten the leg. Punch them out. Elbows in and out. In and out. Get low. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down low. Hold those hands up. Little squeezes back. Left knee moves back. Arms squeeze together in the back. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both hand weights come down on either side of that foot. Turn to face that front leg. Slide yourself forward enough. That left arm can reach forward. Tap the right ankle. Step it back. Tap it in. Stay low. You can even just hover that right leg as you go in and out. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step yourself all the way back into your plank. Pausing here. Looking forward. Take one more big breath. Good, lower your knees. Walk your hands to the front of your mat and just lower your chest. Keep your hips up over your knees here. Good, go ahead and come all the way down onto your bottom and have your hand weights right here. We're gonna use those. All right, so thumbs are gonna face the ceiling. We've got our legs at like a 3/4 length bend, and you can squeeze the thighs together, or you can have the knees separated at the feet together. From here, punching forward, tucking that tail under, sitting back up. Thumbs point up, punch forward, in and up. So really think about this deep C curve, right? I want you to really take that tail under you and pull those front ribs down towards the top of your hip as you go back. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it back. Here's that bicep curl. So hold your belly back, stay in this lean back. If you need to, you can always put a ball in your low back for a little more assistance. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the bend, punch it so that the hands go back towards the back of your head and right back down. Punch it and back. So your arms are gonna stay in that 90-degree bend, but I just want you to feel like you're taking that whole arm and shifting it up and back. Feel your front ribs have to really hold on. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take those arms forward, roll yourself all the way back, and you're gonna roll yourself all the way up. Reach all the way down and back, all the way up. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down. We're almost there, guys. We're gonna pick up those knees. You're gonna tap your elbows and your knees together, and then you're gonna extend the arms and the legs away from each other. Bring them into tap and extend them out. Keep your head and shoulders on the floor. The most imperative thing here is, can you keep your bottom ribs on the ground? So if not, take the legs and arms a little higher. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it, straight arms, straight legs, come up and out. Last round. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Hug your knees in. Just a little rock and roll side to side on that low back. Rock yourself all the way up. And grab for your block. So if you've got your block with all the balls in it, you just take it off to the side. We're just going to do a quick release for the shoulders and chest with just the block. So it's going to go on that mid-height. And we're going to go on our left side. And I'm going to place it so the block is right up against the crease of my armpit. So that when I come up and over the block, the top edge of the block is kind of hitting the back of my left arm. And the majority of the flat part of the block is on my left rib cage. Now from here, I'm just going to slightly lean forward and back. So it should make some compression here. And it might be tender, it might be real minimal. But we're just going to give that back side of the shoulder here a little love, and then that more lateral side of the ribs. So when you roll back, maybe you can kind of clip a little bit of the left outer shoulder blade. Good. Just going to give maybe 2 or 3 more like this. Last one. Good, now just take the front of that block that's closest to your chest and turn it up towards that right corner of your mat. So it's just slightly angling so that now we can straddle it with the armpit. So I want to feel like it's kind of hitting the webbing of my armpit here. Your breast tissue should all be on the other side of the block. Now if this is not enough, you can always grab for your small green ball here and place that on top of the block so that it is what's diving into that meaty part of the front of the armpit here. And we're just going to take a couple breaths. So this whole little routine here is a great way to just reset the front of the shoulder. It is chronically kind of tight for most of us just because of the way we live with computers and typing and writing and basically having our eyes in front of our head, meaning everything is in front of us, so everything we do with our arms is usually out in front. And the more we can kind of release all of this front tissue, the more the shoulder blade and the arm bone can kind of rest in their natural position on the ribs and give a little less tension to the neck and the upper back. All right, take one more big breath here. Good, we'll come up and we'll switch sides. Block on the other side. Again, I'm going to try to get that edge of the block right up in the crease of my armpit so that I can rest my head on the floor. I'm on the middle height of the block. It's pretty perpendicular to my ribs at this point. And I'm just slightly leaning back. So make sure you have enough room on the back side of the block for your shoulder blade to kind of rest a little bit back there. Now, different blocks are going to have different densities and are going to give probably a different feeling of feedback. So these softer, like foam blocks, are going to be less than if you have something like a cork or a wood block. You know, wood's pretty intense. You might want to cover it with a blanket. Just get a couple more of these rolling forward and back. With this, we're kind of releasing a little bit of the lats, some of the serratus. We've got a little bit of the rotator cuff here. Good, last one. Okay, now you're going to just slightly angle that block up towards the left corner of your mat So then now when you have your armpit kind of straddle, the webbing of that armpit is going to be what rests on the block. The breast tissue's on the other side. And if that's not quite enough, you can always use this green ball and place that kind of right in the front. So I'm not inside the armpit with the ball. I'm right here on the kind of the front between my arm and my ribs and pressing up into the pecs. I'm trying to relax as best I can here. So if you can kind of imagine we're hydrating and kind of breaking up some of that connective tissue that wants to hold the arm bone close to the chest, and just thinking about how when we are stationary or stagnant, this muscle group, this connective tissue wants to kind of adhere and stay tight and close so that it can really support the lack of movement if you're sitting pretty still for a long period of time. So it's good for us to come in and hydrate and kind of break this up so that we can continue to have great movement and motion through the arms and shoulders. Take just maybe 1 or 2 more breaths. All right. Go ahead and come on up. Maybe just get a couple little circles here with the arms. And you guys are all set for your day.